Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and for this video, I'm going to be going over 3 things that you should not be panicking about, or or maybe the better way to say this is 3 things that I think a lot of people are panicking on that they should not be panicking about, that I think they're overreacting to, that I almost think they're overstating what their account could actually benefit from right now. So let's dive right into this video, guys. As always, make sure you like and subscribe, comment down below, and if you are so inclined, join the channel memberships. Again, these guys get special perks when I'm on stream, not only priority reviews, but just like, extra, a little bit of extra love when I'm doing their roster reviews, right? Answering their questions, kind of stuff like that. So these guys get priority on all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested, link in the description down below. Again, that's our shameless plug for this video. Let's get in. Let's talk about the 3 things you should not be panicking about right now in Galaxy of Heroes. All right, GL Space Buns. This is a hot topic. I'm excited. Finally, we're getting GL Leia. I would not be panicking. She's going to be good, right? I think we can get that out of the way. But the reason I wouldn't panic is because you don't know what all of the resources or maybe what all the requirements for her are going to be, right? We've got 5 requirements so far. None of them are that bad, right? Truly, you're looking at 2 Relic 7s, 2 Relic 3s, and a Relic 5. I mean, that's easy. That's small potatoes, right? So it's what the next requirements that are coming, the next 10 requirements, what those are going to be is going to be whether or not this Galactic Legend is going to be accessible for people who, and I don't want to say aren't spending money because that's not really the best way to put it. It's not going to be accessible to people who aren't in the end game, right? Who aren't at that point where you can go and farm one of these things and you're not setting yourself back drastically. Because when you are farming a single drop node, you are farming at a much slower rate than those double drops. So I don't think she's worth panicking over yet, because unlike Jabba, where Jabba we know exactly, he's a known quantity, right? You're getting help in Rise of the Empire, you're getting the mod battle, right? You're getting a good character in GAC, all that stuff. Leia, we just don't know what her impact is yet. And I've, kind of harped on this a little bit, but I think a lot of people are starting to panic a little bit. Everybody's like, I got to get Rex, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. I'm going to spend crystals. Just calm down. We don't know what her true impact is outside of she's going to be needed in the raid. So if you're a player who you're like, I don't know what to do yet, don't panic and go for Leia. It's only going to hurt your account if you go in, you start relicking your Admiral Akbar and stuff like that, start wasting crystals on Princess Nisa, only to find out that you're going to need something that you don't have, right? So, yeah, I would just say that, we're going to need to not panic, right? And I've even got Princess Nisa here, right? I threw her in here for fun. Just don't panic over GL Space Buns yet. I promise you guys. I think she's going to be good, but I don't think we're in panic mode yet. I say yet, right? All right, next is Terran Malicos. So I've had a bunch of people who've been reaching out, kind of asking me stuff, and they're like, hey, what are you going to do for Max Crate? And I thought that I could maybe make a push for Max Crate, that I could find some cheese ways and get the Max Crate, and I'd love a Max Crate. I just don't know if spending the resources to get that Max Crate would be worth it for me, when I'll probably just get box 6 without having to expend an obscene amount of resources. And, inside of that resources is just mental capacity and time into Conquest. When I could get him for free, get him in 6 Conquest or box 6. Because I don't even have the gear to put on him, right? That's the other side of this. I think everybody, every single time a Conquest character comes out, you're rushing to get this Conquest character done, but are you actually going to use them? And I want to just show you guys a great example here where my Admiral Trench is still level 1 gear 1. I don't have the resources that I can be pouring them into Trench right now. And because I have other characters on the list that need to get that gear. And I want to, the reason I think that's really important to mention is because I think that it paints the light that, yes, a Conquest character can be good, but do you actually have the means to make them good? Right? Do you have the gear for Seer Junda and Terran Malicos to make that unaligned Force user team? If you don't, do you even have a way that you can use Terran? Because then, why are you rushing him, right? So I think you need to be smart with stuff like this, right? I wouldn't be panicking over somebody like Malicos if you don't have the team to take advantage of him. Because otherwise, what are you doing, right? You're going to be tying up resources that could be going somewhere else and getting you something faster. So yeah, I think that this is one that I've seen a couple people who are kind of freaking out about it, and I'm like, guys, calm down. Like 6 Conquest will do the trick. All right, and then lastly is the Leviathan. The amount of players I've seen who are like, I'm going to go for Leviathan, and then they don't have Darth Malgus, or they don't have the Fury class Interceptor, and they're a long way away from it, and they're like, oh, I'm going for Leviathan. That's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea. Because as good as Leviathan is probably going to be, and as good as I hopefully, want it to be, if you don't have Darth Malgus, if you don't have the Fury class Interceptor, if you don't have all those little Sith ships, do not be putting Relic 9 on characters. Like, that's just, they purposefully released these things early so players would do that, only for them to find out that it's impossible to get some of these other ships without doing all the rest of this stuff. Like, you think, with our ships here, just for the sake of argument, you go to that Sith Empire here, where's it at? The Mark 6 Interceptor is still not like a, what's it called? That's still not farmable, right? Like, that is not a farmable ship yet. And the same thing with the TIE Dorito, right? The TIE Dagger is not a farmable ship, right? This is not anywhere else in the game yet. It's only in shipments. So they purposefully put these things in here to say, hey, you know what? You're going to get this ship 7 stars, but if you don't have a Malgus, or you don't have Fury class Interceptor, or you don't have all the, be smart with your resources. I think so many players panic, right? We see this new thing come into the game. We have to have it, but do you have it all, right? Do you have the gear? Do you have it all to take advantage of the stuff that's going to be there? Because if you can't Relic 9 2 characters, what happens if, oh, wow, I'm really close to profundity, and now you need a Relic 9? I mean, I'm a big believer in this, guys, if you can't tell, that you really need to be smart with how you're spending your resources. And that's why I've kind of been putting out some of these videos like this. But these are 3 things that I just don't think you should be panicking about. Because unless you're in a position to get them, which the vast majority of players are not in a position to get any of these things, I think you'd be better off served putting your gear into something that's going to get you, Executor, Jabba, another galactic legend. Check those boxes and work your way to the point where you do need to panic about these things and you do need to care about them. So that's the end of the video, guys. Hopefully you like and subscribe. Comment down below, and I will see you all in the next video. May the Force be with you all. Cheers.